Welcome. In this special bonus session, we'll explore a critical topic for any agency owner looking to thrive in today's market: understanding how clients buy in 2025. Have you noticed a shift in how your clients make decisions lately? Perhaps deals that used to close with a simple conversation now seem to drag on for weeks, even months. Maybe you're finding that buyers appear more skeptical, more careful with their budgets, and require significantly more reassurance than they did just a few years ago. If so, you're not imagining it. The landscape has changed, and clients' approaches to significant purchasing decisions today are different. Understanding this evolution is vital. In this session, we'll explore what's changed, why it matters for your agency, and most importantly, how you can adapt your approach to connect effectively, build deep trust, and win high-value business in this new environment. In today's economic climate, it's clear that clients are generally more cautious and deliberate in their spending than ever before. Many businesses have navigated periods of uncertainty, so every significant investment, especially in agency services, is now scrutinized under a microscope. The days of quick, informal handshake deals for substantial projects are largely behind us. Today, every proposal and potential engagement must clearly and convincingly demonstrate its value and justify its cost. Clients now have access to a vast ocean of information at their fingertips, yet paradoxically, genuine trust seems harder to earn. They're often overwhelmed with countless options from competing agencies and bombarded with marketing hype. This naturally makes them more skeptical. They're far less likely to take bold claims or generic promises at face value anymore. In short, many of your prospective clients operate in defensive mode. They're carefully guarding their budgets, meticulously double-checking any claims you make, and moving forward with commitments only when they feel confident and secure in their decision. Your primary job, therefore, is to systematically earn that confidence step by step through every interaction. Let me share an experience from my agency that highlighted this shift for me. I remember approaching a long-term, established client with a proposal for a new strategic project. In previous years, this particular client and I had built a strong rapport. They would often greenlight similar projects based on a simple phone call and a brief high-level outline. So I went into the meeting expecting a familiar, relatively straightforward approval process. After all, we'd worked together successfully for years, consistently delivered great results, and had a solid foundation of trust. A quick yes felt like a very reasonable expectation. But this time, I encountered a distinctly different reality. The client liked the core concept of my proposal, but they immediately informed me that it would need to go through multiple new layers of internal approval. First, their department head needed to meticulously vet the projected ROI calculations and the overall business case. Then, their finance team requested a detailed breakdown of the proposed budget, asking for specific justifications for each major component. Weeks started to pass where previously days might have sufficed. I went from feeling optimistic about the quick project start to feeling anxious as the communication became more formal and the silence between their internal review updates dragged on. What was causing this new level of scrutiny? I soon found myself needing to answer a flurry of detailed follow-up questions, provide additional, highly specific case studies beyond what I'd initially shared, and prepare for a formal presentation directly to the client's CFO, something I never had to do for a project of this particular size with them before. For me, this was uncharted territory with this established client, the type of project that once might have been sealed with a handshake and a concise one-page agreement now required navigating a much more rigorous, multi-layered internal review process on their end. My experience isn't an isolated one. Recent industry data from late 2024 and early 2025 confirms the significant shift in B2B buying behavior. For instance, research from respected firms like 6 Sense and Forrester indicates that average B2B buying group has now grown to include anywhere from 10 to 13 stakeholders. For larger multinational deals, this number can expand even further. It's no longer uncommon for a key agency decision to involve input from multiple departments far beyond just marketing. Furthermore, reports from sources like Trust Radius and Technology Advice highlight that many of these buying committees now include very senior decision makers. VP level executives or higher are often involved in over half of these groups, and CEOs or CFOs frequently play a direct hands on role in approving significant purchases. This means a project that once might have needed only a single manager's sign off could now require consensus from a much larger and more senior committee, with each member bringing their distinct priorities and concerns to the table. It's no surprise that average B2B buying cycles for services like ours have also extended. Reports from early 2025, such as the one from Oro Inc., suggest that sales cycles for many B2B services have stretched by as much as 20% or even more. Another comprehensive study from Sixth Sense found that the typical B2B buying cycle now spans about 11.5 months from initial awareness to the final decision. This lengthening is because clients are taking significantly more time. They meticulously evaluate their options, work to build that crucial internal consensus across larger and more diverse committees, and thoroughly mitigate any perceived risks before committing substantial budget. And this increased scrutiny isn't just impacting high-ticket, multi-million-dollar projects. Even more modest proposals often face a more rigorous and lengthy evaluation process than they did in previous years. This increased caution and deliberation from clients might feel frustrating, especially if you're accustomed to faster decision-making cycles. It's vital to recognize this as the new normal across many industries. Today's clients are navigating an environment often marked by economic uncertainties and rapid changes. As a result, they feel compelled to double-check everything, seek more input, and proceed more carefully before committing significant resources. Consider today's typical prospective client like a careful driver navigating a potentially icy road. They tend to move forward slowly and deliberately. They test the brakes frequently, which for us translates to asking more detailed questions and seeking more substantial proof of our claims. They avoid making sharp, sudden turns or quick, unvetted commitments. They're constantly scanning their environment, looking for any sign of potential risk or instability before they feel comfortable proceeding further. They need to feel confident that the road ahead with your agency is safe, clear, and reliable. They need to feel they have strong traction. In our agency context, traction means providing them with solid evidence of your past value delivery, ensuring they have a clear understanding of your proposed process, and building deep, genuine trust in your agency's capabilities and integrity. Only when they feel this sense of security are they willing to pick up speed and move forward decisively with a deal. If there's any significant doubt, perceived risk, or lack of clarity on their part, they'll instinctively tap the brakes, and the sales process might stall indefinitely. On the flip side, when the road ahead does look clear and safe, when your transparency, your compelling evidence of past success, and your genuine understanding of their specific needs gives them the feeling of good traction, they are willing to accelerate again. They still want to reach their business objectives. They just need greater assurance that partnering with your agency is a safe, reliable, and strategically sound way to get there. Adapting your approach, the key to success in 2025. So what does this fundamental shift in client buying behavior mean for your agency's sales and relationship management approach? It means you need to consciously adapt your strategies to align with more cautious, deliberate, and data-hungry mindset. Instead of being thrown off or frustrated by tougher questions, more stakeholders involved in decisions, or longer sales cycles, you can learn to embrace these as normal parts of the current process and prepare for them proactively. If you don't adjust your approach, you risk finding more of your deals stalling out or simply disappearing. Cautious clients will hesitate indefinitely, unwilling to commit if their concerns and perceived risks aren't fully and patiently addressed. I've seen agencies lose what seemed like sure win deals because their sales teams kept pushing for a quick close using outdated, high pressure tactics. In doing so, they failed to acknowledge or adequately address the client's underlying apprehensions about risk or ROI. In this cautious environment, the client often decides it's safer to do nothing at all than to move forward with a partner who hasn't made them feel completely secure and understood. The significant upside is this. If you do not meet clients where they are now, by taking the time to truly understand their concerns, by providing clear and compelling evidence of value, and by patiently building genuine trust, you will immediately and powerfully set your agency apart. You'll differentiate yourself from competitors who might still be stuck in older, more aggressive, or less transparent ways of selling. I discovered this firsthand with that long-term client I mentioned earlier. Instead of pushing impatiently for a quick close when their approval process unexpectedly lengthened, I consciously shifted my approach. I focused on being a helpful, patient, and transparent resource for them. I answered every single question thoroughly, even the repetitive ones. I provided extra data and clarifications promptly, and I even proactively offered a smaller phased approach for the initial part of the project. This often helped them build internal confidence and allowed us to demonstrate tangible value with a lower initial risk on their part. My patience, transparency, and willingness to adapt to their new, more rigorous decision-making process ultimately paid off. I eventually won the deal, but more importantly, the client explicitly thanked me afterwards for making them feel comfortable, understood, and confident with their decision throughout the extended evaluation period. By aligning with how clients buy now, you're not just aiming to close a one-time sale. You're earning the kind of deep trust that forms the bedrock of long-term loyalty and mutually profitable partnerships. In this new landscape, successfully winning and retaining high-value clients generally comes down to consistently excelling in 4 key areas. Think of these as the 4 pillars supporting your sales and relationship strategy. Empathy. This means demonstrating a genuine understanding and acknowledgement of your client's unique perspective, their internal pressures, and their strategic goals. Evidence of value. You must clearly and convincingly demonstrate the tangible benefits, specific outcomes, and measurable ROI your services will deliver. Risk reduction. Proactively work to make it feel safe, secure, and like a low-risk decision for them to choose your agency as their partner. Expert guidance. Position yourself not just as a service provider, but as a trusted, insightful advisor who provides clarity and strategic direction in a complex world. Let's briefly look at each of these pillars. Pillar 1, lead with empathy. Today's clients, more than ever, want to feel understood and genuinely valued as individuals, not just treated as another sales target. Remember, behind every business decision is a human being, or often a group of human beings, each with their own professional goals, internal organizational pressures, career aspirations, and personal concerns. True empathy means putting yourself in their shoes to genuinely try to grasp what they feel and what they truly need from a partner like your agency. Show them you get it. Actively acknowledge their stated concerns, whether they're about risk, budget limitations, internal alignment challenges, or tight project deadlines. Ask open-ended, thoughtful questions, and then listen intently to their answers, especially in your early interactions if a client mentions a particularly challenging deadline. For example, don't immediately jump in and talk about how fast your agency can work. First, validate their concern by saying, I completely understand why hitting that specific event launch deadline is so critically important for your team right now. And that makes perfect sense given their stated reason. That simple act of validation demonstrates you're listening. You care about their pressures, and you're not just focused on your own sales agenda. It builds immediate human connection that helps set you apart. In a world increasingly filled with automated interactions and sometimes impersonal AI-generated pitches, genuine emotional intelligence and empathetic communication are powerful competitive advantages. It communicates to the client, I'm not just here to sell you a list of services. I'm here to understand your unique challenges and genuinely partner with you to help you succeed. That kind of reassurance significantly lowers resistance and is the absolute foundation for building lasting trust. Because in the end, people still overwhelmingly prefer to do business with people they like, respect, and trust. Empathy is how you start earning that. Pillar 2, provide clear evidence of value. With business budgets under tighter scrutiny and more stakeholders involved in approvals, clients in 2025 absolutely need compelling proof that they're making a smart, justifiable investment when they choose your agency. They are consistently asking themselves, if I allocate this portion of my limited budget to this agency and this specific service, what tangible results, measurable benefits, or clear ROI will my company actually receive in return? This means you need to be crystal clear and highly specific about the return on investment your services can deliver. Provide compelling case studies from similar clients. Share relevant performance data. Present results from past projects that directly back up your claims of expertise and effectiveness. Make the value proposition of your services obvious and, wherever possible, quantifiable. Use specific metrics or clear, relatable examples from your past successes to show exactly how your proposed solution is likely to save the client money, boost their revenue, improve their operational efficiency, or reduce specific business risks they care about. If you claim your strategic process helps improve client stakeholder alignment, for instance, have proof ready. Perhaps a client testimonial that speaks to that, or a mini case study like our structured stakeholder alignment process helped a similar company reduce project rework related to miscommunication by X% and launch their new campaign X weeks faster than their previous average. Expect to justify every significant component of your proposal with a clear corresponding benefit to the client. Remember, your internal champion, the person within the client's organization who loves your pitch and wants to work with you, still has to go back and effectively sell your proposal internally to a CFO, a CEO, or an entire committee. Make their job easier. Provide them with tools like a concise one-page ROI summary or a quick benefit breakdown document that they can easily share with other decision makers. One consultant I know makes this a standard part of every proposal package, and clients consistently tell her it's incredibly helpful for them in getting internal buy-in and budget approval. In 2025, you're not just selling services, you are building a compelling, data-supported business case for investing in your services. Numbers and credible proof speak much louder than unsupported promises. Demonstrate your value clearly and consistently, and clients will be much more likely to believe and invest. Pillar 3, actively reduce their perceived risk. In a cautious market, a primary unspoken or sometimes spoken question in your client's mind is often, what if this doesn't work out as planned? What are the potential downsides or risks involved in choosing this particular agency or this specific approach? Your job is to proactively address these fears and make saying yes to your agency feel like a safe, smart, and demonstratable low-risk decision. Position your offer, your team, and your engagement process as a reliable, well-managed, and transparent path to their desired outcome. This might involve several tactics. For large or complex initiatives, consider starting with a smaller, clearly defined paid pilot project or a phased approach. This allows you to demonstrate tangible value and build trust before they commit to a larger, more significant investment. Offer clear opt-out clauses or satisfaction checkpoints at key stages in longer engagements, giving clients a sense of control and a way to disengage if things aren't meeting expectations. Where appropriate for your service type, include specific service level agreements or SLAs, or even performance guarantees in your contract, but only if you are highly confident you can deliver on them. Consistently highlight the robust support systems your agency provides, like dedicated senior account management, regular and transparent progress reporting, thorough team training included in the engagement, or your solid track record of successful project delivery for similar clients. Use social proof strategically to calm nerves and build confidence. Share testimonials or detailed case studies specifically from clients who you know might have initially been hesitant or risk adverse, but are now enthusiastic advocates for your agency because you delivered great results. This shows you've successfully navigated similar concerns before and consistently deliver on your promises. Remember, your primary contact within the client organization often feels a degree of personal career risk too. If the project they championed and brought you in for fails or goes significantly over budget, it can reflect poorly on them internally. Reassure them that you understand this dynamic and that your agency is committed to a true partnership, to transparency, and to making them and their team look good. Clearly communicate how you'll handle any unexpected issues if they arise promptly, professionally, and often at no extra cost if the responsibility lies within your agreed scope. I once had a client who was extremely nervous about potential operational disruption during a major system integration project we were proposing. We explicitly promised dedicated, hands-on support to their internal team throughout the entire transition period and committed in writing to covering any immediate post-launch technical fixes related to our work. That single guarantee, focused specifically on reducing their operational risk and anxiety, completely erased their doubts and was the key factor in getting us the green light for the project. The bottom line here is to help clients feel they're stepping onto solid, well-paved ground with a trusted, experienced guide, not taking a risky, unsupported leap of faith into the unknown. The less risk they perceive in choosing your agency, the faster and more confidently they'll be able to move forward with your proposal. Pillar 4, offer expert guidance and genuine clarity. Even with access to virtually unlimited information online, clients today often feel completely overwhelmed by the sheer volume of options, conflicting advice, and complex jargon they encounter when researching solutions. Recent studies, such as those from 6 Sense and Demand Gen Report, B2B buyers often complete nearly 70% of their independent research before they even initiate contact with a salesperson. They might consume 3 to 7 or more pieces of content on their own, trying to understand their problem and potential solutions. But this extensive self-education doesn't always lead to clarity or confidence. In fact, too much information from too many sources often results in more confusion. And unfortunately, many vendors they encounter only add to that confusion with competing claims or over-technical language and opaque pricing. Clients are often desperately seeking clarity at this stage, and that's precisely where your genuine expertise and ability to simplify complexity becomes absolutely essential. Clients aren't just buying a list of services or deliverables from your agency. They're investing in your strategic insight, your deep industry experience, and your proven ability to guide them towards the best possible solution for their specific, unique situation. They need a trusted advisor who can cut through the noise, make complex issues understandable, and highlight what truly matters for achieving their success. Help them see what they may have overlooked in their own research. It might be an emerging industry trend that they haven't fully considered the implications of. It could be a potential hidden risk in their current approach that you can help them proactively mitigate. Or perhaps it's a new regulation that's about to impact their sector, creating both challenges and opportunities. Offering a fresh, informed expert perspective that adds real tangible value during the sales process itself instantly builds trust and sets your agency apart from competitors who are just trying to sell a prepackaged service. I once saw a hesitant prospect become a vocal champion for an agency after one of their consultants during an initial discovery call pointed out a hidden integration cost in a competitor's proposal that the client had completely missed. That single piece of expert guidance offered freely saved the client from a potentially costly mistake and immediately established that agency as a trusted advisor. That insight delivered immense tangible value before a contract was even signed. So, position yourself and your agency not just as skilled implementators of tasks, but as insightful guides who can illuminate a smarter, safer, and more effective path forward for your clients. Bringing it all together, the power of the four pillars. These four pillars, empathy, evidence of value, risk mitigation, and expert guidance, work together synergistically. They are not isolated tactics, but interconnected components of a holistic, client-centric approach to sales and relationship management. When you truly understand your client's world and their specific pressures, when you clearly and consistently prove the tangible value your agency delivers, when you proactively make it feel safe and secure for them to proceed with you, and when you guide them with genuine insight and clarity, you create a powerful, compelling combination. This integrated approach matches exactly how modern clients want to buy, with confidence, clarity, and a sense of true collaborative partnership. Putting it into practice immediately. Actionable steps. So how can you start applying these four pillars right away in your daily client interactions to align with how clients buy in 2025? Here are some concrete, actionable steps you can begin implementing this week. Number one, lead with empathy in every conversation. Make a conscious effort to listen more than you speak, especially during initial discovery calls or needs assessments. Actively acknowledge client concerns before offering solutions. Show you genuinely care about understanding their goals and challenges. Number two, showcase value early and often. From your very first interaction, be prepared to demonstrate the value your agency brings. Perhaps share a quick, highly relevant mini case study or a compelling statistic from a past success that highlights the kind of positive results they can expect from partnering with you. Number three, offer a safe first step. To make engagements feel less daunting, especially for a new or hesitant client, consider offering a well-defined, lower-risk initial step. This could be a paid discovery workshop, a limited scope pilot project, or a smaller initial commitment that allows them to experience your agency's value and build confidence before committing to a larger, longer-term engagement. Number four, back up every claim with credible proof. Have your evidence readily available, with compelling testimonials, detailed data, well-documented case studies. Be prepared to substantiate any claims you make about your capabilities or results, reassuring clients that you can indeed deliver on your promises. Number five, provide expert insight proactively. Throughout all your interactions, look for genuine opportunities to share valuable best practices, relevant industry trends you're observing, or fresh strategic perspectives that help your clients see things differently or confirm they're on the right path. Add value beyond just your core deliverables. Number six, maintain proactive and transparent communication. Regular, clear updates and consistent check-ins not only demonstrate your agency's dependability and professionalism, but also help to ease any lingering doubts that clients might have and continuously strengthen the trust in your relationship. Each of these actions is relatively straightforward to implement, but when applied consistently, they make a powerful collective difference in how clients perceive your agency and their willingness to partner with you. By consciously applying these steps, you're strategically aligning your agency's sales and relationship management approach with the reality of how clients make decisions in 2025. You're proving that you understand their world, you value their success, and you are committed to being a true partner. And when clients feel genuinely understood, uniquely valued, and consistently supported, they are far more likely to place their trust and their business with your agency, not just for a single project, but for the long term. This is the essence of how clients buy today. They choose partners who deeply understand their needs, clearly prove their value, actively reduce their perceived risks, and wisely guide them towards achieving their most important goals. If your agency consistently embodies those traits in every interaction, you won't just win more deals, you'll win loyal, high value clients who become enthusiastic advocates for your brand. Thank you for joining me on this bonus session on understanding the modern client. I hope these insights help you adapt your approach and build even stronger, more profitable client relationships.